Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Whole Division podcast. I am your host for tonight, not Sticky, me. I'm hosting the show tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it. We've got some great topics to discuss. But before I tell you about the topics, I'm going to introduce everyone. So this is weird because usually I'm first, isn't it? But yes, I am your first lady, Judy. Namaste and all that. And next we have Carl, the amazing Carl, all the way in sunny Australia. Carl, is it sunny in Australia?
No, it's pissing down. We got a bit of a storm.
Oh, is it Eunice or Franklin?
No, it's some other slut. I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
Here for the next 10 days. Bye.
Oh gosh. And next we have the beautiful, the very funny, the very multi-talented Miss Milan. Hey, girl.
Imagine he wasn't going to say my name, and I'm there like,
It could only ever be.
Anyway, hi guys.
And then we've got our Kaylee. Kay, say Miss Kay, say hello.
Hey guys.
That was very quiet, Kay.
I know. I'm on quite a chilled one today. It's nice.
Oh, she's gonna shut up this week, guys. She's not gonna have a rant. And oh my God, who's that over there in the corner? Last but not least, we've got the amazing, the wonderful, the handsome, the gorgeous, the beautiful.
Are you introducing me again? What's going on? Thanks, guys.
Sticky fingers.
Hello, thank you. How are you doing? Thank you.
How are you doing? Thank you. With your lovely teeth, Sticky, your teeth are gorgeous. We love them.
Thank you. Do you know what I was thinking? Hold on. I was thinking, Kay looks like a throwback of LL Cool J, boy. She's got it going on, boy. The throwback Kangol hat.
Oh my God.
I've got a Kangol hat. I can't find it though. But it's not fluffy
anyway,
like
Kay,
this one.
I need to announce the topics. Remember, we're live and this is a show. So, the topics for tonight. We have the first topic, which is, do we overlook the signs of somebody struggling with their mental health? The second topic is, do we celebrate people more when they die? And the third topic is, what superpower would you choose if you could have one and why? Very interesting topics, I think. So, the first topic, do we overlook the signs of somebody struggling with their mental health? A little bit of a serious one. And to give you a little bit of insight onto why this topic was chosen. So, we want to kind of think of Kanye West and everything that's going on with him at the moment. And I was having a discussion with somebody and they said that seems like everybody, society is looking at it and using what is clearly a mental health problem, and they're like using it for entertainment. So Carl, would you like to go first on that? Do we overlook the signs of somebody struggling with their mental health?
100%. Absolutely. Like in terms of Kanye, it's pretty pitiful. Like, I know Wendy Williams, for instance, calls him that madman. And he is that madman. He is a bit of a genius, but these mate's head ain't screwed in properly. There's no way. I mean, all these posts online about that Pete and this and that, like, I don't follow him directly, but I hear about it. And that he needs guidance. Like, he needs some mental stimulation or something just to balance himself out, because he must think all this noise is totally normal, and it just gets worse and worse over time, to the point if it's not getting treated correctly, then it's just going to be, that man's head must be a bomb going off every day. And it's really sad. It really is sad. Yeah, I do think people look at certain situations and think, yeah, that's hilarious. Can you believe he did that? But not thinking about the psychological aspect of he's not well. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's definitely overlooked.
I think it is. I mean, I think it's quite sad that, we use, as human beings, we kind of use other people's, what looks like they're spiraling, and we kind of use it for entertainment. I mean, that's what I think. I think a lot of the time we tend to laugh at stuff and whatever, but sometimes when you actually deep it for what it is, it's not really funny, is it? But I don't know. Sticky, what do you think about that?
I was just about to take a swig of my drink as well, but speaking, it's not coming to me
You
next.
wasn't ready, was you? You was like, what?
Yeah, I was just about to take a little sip there. I think Kanye is a bit of a weird one, excuse the pun there, in the sense that when you think about some of the things he says, sometimes it's actually true. Do you know what I mean? And almost a bit like Wiley as well. Sometimes they'll say certain things, and I think it's just their delivery which makes them seem a bit crazy. But actually, when you look at some of the things that they actually say, there's truth behind it, or it's a reality. And as I said, I think with Kanye, a lot of it's just his delivery, and sometimes people don't know how to hesitate to that almost. Or we're not used to that sort of delivery, or we don't expect that sort of delivery. And if someone else says the same thing, but it's in a better way, we go, oh my God, they're so right. But he says it, it's almost like noise before, you hear the noise before you actually listen to the words. And then, on the flip side though, sometimes I think to myself, sometimes a bit much. Like some of the things he posts online, I think no one needs to know this. No one necessarily needs to know what's going on in your personal life with you and your wife. I know you got a public relationship, but no one really needs to know. So that's the flip side to it. But yeah, I think with him specifically, again, I think people just don't know how to take to what he says. But again, a lot of the things he says are quite true. So, a bit of a genius, I suppose, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I agree with what you're saying as well. I think, do you think, I want to ask you, do you think maybe it is, in regards to his deliverance, do you think that's maybe a little bit of a cry for help?
No, actually, I don't. I really don't. And again, I use Wiley as my example. Wiley does the same sort of things. And if you've listened to Wiley or watched Wiley over the years, he's kind of always been like that. But again, sometimes when you actually listen to what they're saying, not everything. I'm not saying everything they said is true or factual or correct. Because again, there were certain things that they would apologize about themselves. But if you actually listen to what they're saying sometimes and just read beyond the delivery and the way they're spouting off, actually listen to the words and even do the research behind it. There's so many factual things that they're coming out with. But sometimes, you kind of upset the apple cart, as they say. So the easiest thing to say to someone is, oh, he's crazy. That's the easy way to kind of pacify him and, oh, he's mental health issues. No, he's fucking right. It's that simple, isn't it?
I love the way you just put it, he's fucking right.
Yeah. I'll give you a real answer. I'm going to put myself. You know what? Because I'm hosting today. Let me talk some more. Hold on, right? Let me give you an example, right? So about 10 years ago, I think he was in the Breakfast Club, the other, an American TV show, so radio podcast, right? And he was doing the normal Kanye things, and he was like, there's only 7 black billionaires, and blah blah blah. And he was going off on one. But you know what? I don't know why. I just thought, let me Google how many black billionaires there are at that time, of course. And I was like, shit. This guy's actually right. There was only 7 black billionaires at the time. I was thinking, but it's because, again, his delivery, you just hear him shouting and carrying on. But actually, what he was saying was actually true. I was thinking, fucking hell, this guy's fucking right. But anyway, that's it. That's me over. I'm finished now. I'm done. Done.
Yeah? Is that you sure?
Yeah, done. I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm done. I got. I'm taking a drink now. All up in the videos.
Before I go to Kaylee, I'm going to just read out some of the comments. Good evening, everyone, as well, who's joined tonight. So we have No Truth Podcast. Big up Hoyt. Hello, Hoyt, my good friend. I think Hoyt's joining us next week, actually, as well. He's really cool. Carl, I don't think you've been on a podcast with Hoyt yet, so that's gonna be an experience for you. He's really, really good. He puts all of us to shame, really, because he's well behaved and he speaks so well. He's a bit up Sticky's ass sometimes, but we'll talk about that later. Hoyt is saying, I saw the Kanye documentary. I think his mother really kept him grounded. The other problem is that people don't take the mental health of men seriously. Yes, I've seen it. I don't know if anyone else has seen the documentary, but I've seen it and it's pretty deep. We got Freckleface Mama says mental health isn't taken seriously, but especially men's mental health. So she agrees with Hoyt. Good evening, Peely. Good evening, Brina. 80s baby, Brina. So Brina, I just want to say something about Brina. Brina, I tagged Brina in a story this week on the podcast page, and all now she haven't answered, you know. It was about an old school garage tune. So Brina, come back with your little reply, yeah? Because you didn't reply. I had to reply off everybody else that I tagged in it except Brina. So I want to know why. But good evening, everybody else that's joined. Tim, good evening. DJ Empress, East London Kim, good evening, good evening, good evening. So, Kay, over to you. What do you think about do we overlook the struggles of mental health?
I find it quite concerning that like everybody basically that has a social media account has a front row ticket to Kanye's like whatever is going on at the moment. Like obviously he is diagnosed bipolar, he is unmedicated, which obviously like if he feels he doesn't want to take his medication, that's on him. But we're seeing the effects of like mental health when it is unmanaged. But it does really concern me that there's nobody, or there seems to be nobody around him that is that concerned about this. Because like I'm sure if any of our mates were kind of posting stuff that didn't seem quite right, you'd be messaging and being like, oh, is everything all right? Like you don't seem yourself at the moment. Mm-hmm. But I think for so long he's kind of like made himself so outspoken in the way that he comes across in his social media posting that it's almost just like, oh, Kanye's off on one again. And it's like it should be taken more seriously. But equally, how can you manage a man who cannot be managed? So he's not going to, like, for whatever reason, his head is the way that it is, and this is his way of dealing with it, and he doesn't see necessarily wrong in what he's doing. He's expressing himself. It may not be the way that the vast majority of people choose to deal with their lives, like putting it all out on the internet, but unfortunately he has a big platform. If it was somebody who had like 1,000 followers, it would be a different story. But
that's another part I wanted to touch on as well. I did want to say, are these people looked at and treated differently because of their celebrity status? The answer to that is blatantly yes. But why? Because they are still human beings. Doesn't make them any different to anybody else. I think
there's like this whole, like the idea of celebrity is really, really strange. Like when celebrities die, everyone goes into like mass amount of shocks, like they're immortal. Like the thought of like, can you imagine this now? Beyonce sat down having a poo. Like, can you actually imagine Beyonce having a poo? Like,
yeah, I can. She's probably.
But it's like it's not something you even think about him doing. Like it's like they've been elevated to like this level that's like so beyond us. But at the end of the day, they're humans just the same as the rest of us. But yeah, he's just not getting the support that he needs. Like I'm sure that like there must be like measures in place where you can basically like report that you're concerned for someone's welfare and they will do like a welfare check. But then does him being a celebrity kind of almost like prevent that from happening to him? It's a bit of like a vicious like cycle, and I don't see like where this is going to go well, or like how it's going to end well. It is really, really concerning.
I really feel for him. I'm not sure, has anyone watched this documentary? Sticky?
I haven't watched the documentary, but I just think about what Kate was saying there. But you know what? You got to remember, right? Remember, Kanye said, I don't know if you guys watched the Drink Champs podcast when Kanye was on it, right? And if I'm not mistaken, he sent a message to Jay-Z, Drake, Kim K, and a few others and said, I'm richer than all of you guys put together. Yeah. If you got the balls to do that, right, and the money to do that, who's going to tell you anything? If you can send Jay-Z, send Jay-Z a message, tell him I'm richer than you and all these other people in this group chat put together. But I mean, who's gonna tell him anything?
Why would any sane person do that? Why would you need to do that? It's not a like fucking pissing contest. It's not. They've all got enough money.
It really is though. This is who's got the biggest dick here. This is what this is. And he's saying, I got a bigger dick than all of you put together.
It shows his like mentality. Like I remember he said something the other day about not using like caps lock anymore because everyone thinks that he's shouting, but he's not shouting. But every time I look at his social media, his Instagram is completely different. Like every day it looks completely different. So one day he could be like slating people and calling them out, and then the next minute it's like he's got a load of fashion stuff on there today.
I think he's entitled to do that though.
Totally, but it's just like the kind of like up and down of it. You can see that he's like, you can visually see that he's not in a good place at the moment. Like
I think there's just a pattern, and I think a lot of people, you've got people slating him, and you've got people. There's not, for me, the conclusion that I've come to is that society doesn't have a good level of understanding when it comes to these things. I'm going to read out some of the comments because we've got some comments from our amazing viewers. So Brina's saying, sorry, I've been getting back into work mode. That's her excuse for not replying to the garage. It's not good enough, is it, Sticks, really? We're going to have to be having words. I'm going to make a group and we're going to have words with Brina. We've got Peely says, there is such a stigma around mental health and not enough understanding. There are not enough measures and care for people of the public, let alone someone in the public eye. Fully agree, Peely. Freckleface Mama says, people with mental health are very good at covering up a breakdown. You can't also force anyone to take medication if they don't want to. And she's in agreement with Peely. Yeah, I fully agree. Millie, Milan, I'm going to come over to you. What are your thoughts on this, love?
I definitely think that, mental health is not something that we're ever taught about. You don't learn about it. It's only until, either you go through something or your friend goes through something. And even then, you could be going through something, but you don't go to the doctors about it. You just get on with it. And it just becomes part of your everyday life. But there are some people who they're going through whatever it is that they are. They then reach out and get help, and then they find out that they've got this, that, or the other. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. And I don't think it's because people are, don't get me wrong. I think some people are embarrassed, but I don't think it's all to do with being embarrassed. I think just people just don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like if I just if I woke up in the morning and felt that I needed to cry, I'd probably have a cry and then get on with the rest of my day. I wouldn't think something's wrong and I need to go to doctors and be put onto like medication, or I need to talk to like a therapist or something. I would just think, maybe I'm just having a bad morning. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't know enough about anything, to be honest, to pass judgment or to even get like help ourselves. Because I say obviously, we can see that Kanye's having a breakdown, but what if he's not? Like, what if this is just who he is? But because he's different to how the rest of us not that we're conforming, but we don't go to social media to air all of our dirty business, and we just get up in the morning, we do school, when we go to work, and we come back. Because trust me, there's bare people on Facebook airing out their dirty laundry and all their business, and my baby father done this, and her next door, she put her rubbish in my bin, and no, and it's going on. And then you look back and there's a whole thread of stuff, and then it's gone from the bin to now something else and something else. Do you know what I mean? Like it goes on everywhere, but obviously because it goes back to like his followers, and because he's in the public eye, like Kaylee said, you know, we do have a front seat to this show. I do think that there are probably people around him saying, you know, are you okay today? You know, this, that, and the like, third. But you can't like force someone to get help. You can't force someone, like, even if they locked him in his house and they bought like a therapist van, he doesn't have to speak to them. He could literally just sit in the room with the therapist for a whole hour, not say a word, get up, be like, yeah, I'm cool, go on to Instagram. Like, if somebody doesn't want to be helped, they don't want to be helped, regardless of whether they have like a mental health problem or not. I do think that it's more of a taboo with like men of all colours, ages. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things that is not really spoken about. And, you know, a lot of people will turn to drinks or drugs or whatever. You know, I'm not quite sure if Kanye is an alcoholic or a drug taker, I don't know. But, you know, his outlet seems to be on social media, but it's not all the time.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because this is just his patch now. Before this, he was happily doing his runway shows and putting on big performances, and, you know, and getting collabs with like in Gap and stuff like that. So maybe because he was focused on something, his mind was elsewhere. But now everything's kind of calming down. Obviously, he just put out his album, but, you know, maybe now things are calming down. The things that were at the back of his mind are now at the front. We don't know. We're not him. We can only make our opinions and our assumptions from what we see online. And again, I'm not dismissing mental health, but people will put online what we want them to like say. Do you know what I mean? You might look at someone's Instagram and think that they're a millionaire when really they're sleeping on a stained mattress on their mum's floor. Do you know what obviously I'm not saying that's him, but do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he
could be thinking, do you know what? I know how to play the media.
Like the game, yeah. Like
I know how to play the game.
Yeah.
I've done my fashion shows. My album's finished. So if I want to blow up, I'm going to do that, because at the end of the day, who can stop me?
Well,
no one.
Strangely enough, I literally just looked at his Instagram and there's a load of like clothing designs up today. So, you know, there's going to be people who don't follow him who are going and checking, like, oh, I wonder what Kanye's like posted today. And that's like really good marketing. Like, it's smart. Like, if he is doing it from that point of view, like, he's well, publicity's publicity, isn't it? Like, it gets your name out there. But yeah, it is difficult. It's difficult.
I think that there is a big taboo on men struggling with mental health. There was a guy in my area, happily married man, children and everything, always smiling, always laughing, and he hung himself. It was, nobody saw it coming, because, you know, the laughing and the, you know, even though he might have had a few little breakdowns in between or whatever, oh no, he's just had a drink and he's a bit overwhelmed and whatever, people overlooked it. And I think we do. The ones that are laughing the most, the ones who are creating the most, the ones who are being, you know, showing themselves and being seen. I'm not saying this is not even in reference to Kanye, but the ones who are doing that, sometimes it is a cry for help, and sometimes I think we need to look a little bit more, look a little bit deeper. Sometimes all you got to do is look into somebody's eyes and you can know that something is not quite right. So I'm going to go on to our second topic now, which is, do we celebrate people more when they die? This topic is, I'm going to use Jamal Edwards as a reference. Sadly, he passed away this week, and it was just, you know, it was so sad. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were saying, but a lot of people didn't even know who he was. They didn't know anything about him. But now the whole world is saying, oh, so sad. And everyone's putting posts up and everyone's talking about it. A lot of these celebrities put posts up before his own mother was able to announce his death. Everybody seemed to dig up photos with him and post it. Like, for me personally, that shit pisses me off. And I have always said to my close friends, do not let any of these fake fuckers, when I die, if and when I die, don't let any of these fake fuckers come to my funeral and be there bawling, crying and all that. I would literally come back and haunt them, because if you cannot celebrate me whilst I am living and breathing in a physical state, do not come to my funeral and want to beg, tears, cry and tell my mum how you fucking loved me and I was an inspiration, this, that and the other, when you didn't piss on me. You weren't in my world. I cannot cope with people who do that. Yeah, it is sad, and it's good to celebrate the lives of people, but don't be false with it, because you didn't give them people their flowers when they were alive. So why are you now throwing flowers at them because they're dead? And that's my thoughts on that. God, I forgot I was hosting. I got so into it. I forgot I was hosting. Sticky, talk to me, man.
You know, I had a feeling it's come to me first, and I was thinking, I bet she'd come to me first this time. So, in reference to Jamal Edwards, I'm not going to lie to you. That one actually touched me. I kid you not. And I was having a conversation with someone the other day about this, and give you guys a bit of background. So, Jamal Edwards, his mum is one of the presenters on Loose Women, Brenda Edwards, I believe her name is, and he became famous because many years ago he might have seen a Google advert where his mum buys him a camcorder, I think it was, for his 15th birthday. Remember, he's 31 now. And he was making videos, content of his friends performing and things. And it went from almost like 0 to 100. It just took over. Created a channel called SBTV. And that's where a lot of like UK artists would like upload their music. And this is before, you got to think this is early YouTube days, right? So there are other platforms for UK music like GRM Daily, Link Up TV, and other things like that. But SBTV, I think, was either the first or one of the first platforms that allow artists on there. And if you look at the newspaper articles, they say people like Ed Sheeran, Rita Ora, I think Jessie J, all came through that avenue, right? So a bit of background. So that's when he was 15. He's now 31. But I believe multi-millionaire. I met the Prince Charles, was doing stuff with Prince Charles, Richard Branson, to give you a bit of context, right? That's just a bit of context there. So yeah, actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why, but it actually did upset me. I was thinking, well, I never met the guy. I don't know the guy. I didn't even watch his platform. I didn't used to watch SBTV because when that came out, I'd kind of gone past that stage of watching those sort of things online. But I'd always seen his story. And I've always seen him around and things like that. So I've always been aware of him. And again, that's from when he was 15. I remember when the Google advert came out about 10 years ago, and it was like an inspiration. I actually reposted it the other day. So it was an inspiration. So it actually did upset me a little bit, I must be honest. In regards to his mum not being able to post it on social media, I mean, one of the presenters on Loose Women actually read a statement for his mum. So I think the day after it was announced, they read a statement on Loose Women to say, look, the statement from his mum saying that he passed away at home suddenly, and she actually also did go to say that it's a little bit unfair that his mum wasn't able to announce his death. They kind of took that away from her. When you think about it, it's like, actually, it's a good point. I'm not sure about the social media side, because who's to say she would have done so? She may not want to post on social media, but she did post a picture, I think, today of him, her, and his sister as well. But I've really waffling on here, isn't it? Going on a bit here, isn't it? Going on a bit.
Yeah, you're actually talking sense, so it's okay. Go on.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. But in regards to the actual question itself, do we celebrate people at the wrong time? Yeah, I think we do. It's quite simply. That's why I like podcasts like Drink Champs. I don't know if you've ever seen the Drink Champs podcast with Noriega and DJ EFN, and what their whole thing is to celebrate artists whilst they're alive. Give them their flowers, and they always say it as well. They always say, we're going to give you your flowers whilst you are here. And same with the late rapper DMX. They interviewed him, I think maybe a month later, he died. And they always say we want to give people their flowers whilst they're here. So yeah, we don't do it enough. We are all ignorant in that sense. All of us, we're all guilty. We are all guilty because a family member will pass away and be like, oh shit, you know what? I haven't exposed them for a year. But what stopped us? Absolutely nothing. So we're all guilty, and then we go, oh my God, she was such a nice person. But a whole year gone past and he didn't send him a text message. So we're all guilty there. So yes, we don't do it enough. That's what happens, though, isn't it, really, I suppose?
I think it does. But I think sometimes it's like today is 2 years since like one of my closest friends passed away, but we celebrated each other. We did. We always messaged each other. We always saw each other when we could, and we told each other that we loved each other, and we told each other what we thought was great about each other. They're the type of the real friendships, the true friendships. That's what it's about. It's about celebrating people whilst they're here. It's about, I know life gets tough and stuff, and we can't always keep in touch and whatever, but then there are so many other things that we can do. And I just think a lot of people do jump on the bandwagon. Like, it really pisses me off as soon, like, I come from we're quite private in my family. And I remember when my grandmother passed, it was insane. Like, I didn't even want to do the whole social media thing. She hated social media. She used to call Facebook eBay. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I had to put it on there and put a post, and the thousands of people that commented, and I thought, rah. And then when it was a funeral, the thousands of people who were there, I just thought, oh my God, like, all these people knew my grandmother, and I didn't even know you existed, kind of thing. And then, but people proper bawling and all that. And I thought, who are you? Do you know, when was the last time you saw her? What, 40 years ago, when you worked with her in the hospital? I just didn't get it, did it? But, people will pay their respect. I understand that. But it's just when people, go and dig out a photo of them and that person, and all of a sudden that person becomes the centre of their world for a little 5 minutes, and you'll forget them the week after. I just think it's a little bit too much, and then you're taking away, you're taking away certain things from the families and from the close friends and from the people who really knew them. That's my gripe with it. I'm going to read out some of the comments, and I'm going to go to Millie. So we've got East London Kim is saying it's sad that Jamal Edwards passed away. R.I.P. She said true words. Cheers. Thanks, Kim. Peely saying so true. Associates and family are the same. DJ Empress says true words. Kids, come eat my food and gone. I will hoard their ass. I love it. Yes. They're all laughing at Empress. And we've got a lot of rest in peace, Jamal Edwards. A lot of people agreeing with you, Sticky. I don't know why they're agreeing with you. Now, you were talking sense, to be honest. And we've got...
that time as well, isn't it?
Yes, Sticks. We've got, Sticks. True words, Sticks. Everyone's all up in Sticky tonight. But yeah, so Millie, what are your thoughts on this one, love?
I 100% think we celebrate people more. I don't even think it's more, though, because I don't know, because it's just like one day. Do you know what I mean? So like, you go to the funeral, you like lay your flowers, you cry some tears, and then, well, the next day everyone's back at work. Obviously, apart from like immediate family, but do you know what I mean? The next day everyone's back at work. Where I feel like, when you're alive, when you can, you do see people, and you do, I don't know, go for a coffee or whatever it is that people do these days. Do you know what I mean? Or even if you just have a quick call and a catch up. Do you know what I mean? Like me, I'm the type of person, like me and my friends, there's probably one that I speak to every day, and the rest of them, mate, I'll probably call you like 3 times a year, and it's just the same on the other side. But we never, like, I'm not like, oh, this person hasn't called me. That's just how it is. And then when we then do like meet up, it's not like you would probably think I was with them like yesterday, but I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? I haven't seen them for a good year. And that's just because life. You grow up, everyone has kids, you get boyfriends and partners and husbands and wives and whatever. And if I was to keep in touch with everybody that I speak to, I would never get to work. I'd never get off the phone. I'd never be asleep. So I'd just be there all the time, just, hi, yeah, all right, cool, I'll just go. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think you do, but you definitely celebrate people more. Like, I wouldn't just post up a random picture of me and someone, unless it comes up in my Snap memories and I think it's cute, then I'll post it. But apart from that, like, I'm not posting. Do you know what? Don't take that many pictures, you know? You know, like me and my best friend, I could probably count on 2 fingers how many pictures I have with me and her, because we just don't have any pictures together. So if she did pass, or if I did pass, we could never post each other, because literally I'd probably have to call her mum and be like, so you got a baby picture of her, because I don't have anything.
I know. And then you probably have
friendships though. I think they're the best friendships. When you haven't got no photos, it means you've been spending time with each other. It means you've been actually, they're the true friendships. Like, you could not, like when you were saying about not seeing somebody for a year, and then you see him and it's like his time never passed. That's a true friendship. It's just when people don't really know you, but they want to.
They don't really know you. Sorry to cut. I see the other day, I think I was on TikTok or Facebook or one of these things, and someone, I don't know, could have been a famous person. Not famous, I mean as in like an influencer person, but anyway, somebody had asked their mum, like, why they went to this person's funeral, and she was like, see it? And she's like, God, I just like the food. I just go to the food and the party afterwards. And they were like, yeah, but mum, you was there crying. She was like, yeah, because it's a funeral, so I'm going to be sad. They're like,
and to make sure they're dead. When she said, just want to make sure they're dead.
Just to make sure. They were like, yeah, but mum, it's an open casket. Of course it is. She goes, yeah, but you just have a look in. Like, make sure they're dead. You could cry your 2 tears, eat your food, and go to the party afterwards.
Oh, what was the woman's background, Mills? Where was she from? Where was the family from?
Sticks.
Where's Sticky from? Yeah, where's Sticky from? Jamaica, innit? Jamaica. Yes, that's what Jamaicans are like. See, even though, you know, part Jamaican beer, but still, I will still pay.
Trust me, all up in the people's funeral. You don't even know who they are. You're just there for the food and the party afterwards. Libby!
First of all, right? Jamaican people have good taste in food, okay? So what she was doing really was make sure the food was on point for everyone else.
No,
she was doing a good service.
Actually, you know what she said? Because the boy said to his mum, but mum, you don't eat other people's food. And she said, I might try a little piece, but not too much. That's what she said. Not too much, just a little.
She's like, I just tried.
That's what she said, just a little.
Exactly. So she was just sampling. You know, like when you get,
she wasn't all up in the food.
When the food inspectors come around, they just sample it. They don't have the full plate, do they? They just
the
sample
yam
it.
wasn't yamming.
Exactly. So she was just sampling it just to make sure that it was okay for everybody else. She was doing a good job. She was putting her body on the line for everybody else. She hasn't put it out there, right? Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sticky. Anyway, we've got lots of comments actually. So Freckleface Mama is saying that those are the best memories, though, Milan. Thing in regards to what you were saying about you and your friend not having photos. It's true. And Brina's saying, so true, kids, about true friendship. Peely agrees, she's saying very true. And then Brina's saying, not gonna lie, it's the people that come and attend funerals with for the wrong reasons. Yes. And then we've got DJ Empress is saying, sorry, I've lost my way. It's so hard reading the comments, Sticky. I gotta give you let me give you your flowers right now, my G, just to say, yes. DJ Empress is saying, see exactly what I'm saying. Jamaicans love a funeral, Peely says. And East London Kim is saying facts, they also love food. Well, Carl, what are you saying?
Dickie, stay away from my funeral. I didn't know you.
Yeah, you don't have any pictures together. So
yeah, Sticky will go all out your Photoshop that shit and fuse it together.
I'll be in sunny Australia as well, innit? Yeah,
crying.
In lockdown. Yeah. Do you know, right, so there's something that really pisses me right off. Like, literally, I want to rip people's skin off because it irritates me that much, is when you didn't know that person too much, but you post on social media, and then everyone's like, I'm sorry for your loss. You didn't fucking know him much.
Yeah.
So why are you trying to bring all this attention back to yourself for a start? Can we stop doing this collectively as fucking humans? You didn't know him. Stop trying to grab attention for your fucking social media shit. It really gripes my fucking shit. I hate it's so annoying. I saw a post the other day on TikTok, and this guy was sat in his fucking car now. The sun beaming through his window, and he got that. What was that fucking Fast and Furious song? That one when he died. Yeah, that was playing on it, and he was like, "Sun's beaming through. I just found out my ex has died."
What?
They're your ex. Can we just start there for a start? You're posted on behalf. You can feel some type of way, 100%. Keep your shit to yourself. You're clearly exes for a reason because you didn't get on collectively as people. So why are you now trying to bring this attention to yourself for your social media? Can we just be normal about things and be fucking humane? Yes, people do try and fucking take away from that person when they die. 100%. 100%. Like, you can be sad, whatever. Do it on your own. Or speak to your friends about it if you did know about it. But can we stop trying to drag this attention to ourselves?
Yeah.
Please. That's all I really want to say on it. People are just fucked.
I love it. People are just fucked. Human beings are for real. I'm not even gonna lie. Carl, you've got people. Everyone's loving you for what you said. Brina's saying yes, it's very disrespectful, Carl. DJ Empress says, are there any Jamaicans in Australia, Carl? Are there any Jamaicans in Australia? Yes, actually, yeah. I want to know that.
There's a few.
Is there? Oh my god.
Yeah. If you go out west, yeah.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of there's one suburb where there's heaps of Africans.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There's a mega mix of cultures out here. Really is.
There you go, 6. It's all ready for you now.
Find you a beach for Jamaicans.
Freckleface Mother is saying, I hate when people do that. And Peely is saying, I love Carl. I love Carl too. He's absolutely fucking hilarious. Okay, what are you saying on this one?
I'm the same with Carl. Like, it proper grips my shit, right? I've got a friend, and this girl that we were mates with when we were teenagers passed away a couple of years ago. And every single year there's like either a new post on her anniversary or it's like sharing an old post and being like, miss you. And it's like, we have frequent conversations about how much of a fucking dickhead she was and how she was horrible to her mother, who was dying of cancer at the time. Like, she was not a nice person. I don't like the falseness of it.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't I'm not going to post on that. Yeah, it's sad that she died. I'm not going to post on social media every year, like, oh, like, R.I.P., like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I knew the girl, but did I think that she was a nice person? No. Am I going to celebrate someone that I think is not a nice person? No. But that's what tends to happen, is you get people... do you remember those 2 boys who got killed after robbing Go Outdoors?
Yeah.
They were, and it was like, so-and-so was such a lovely boy. And it's like, but really? Was he really? Because he just got killed robbing a large store. Like, was he actually really that nice, though? Like, I just think if it brings out... People dying just brings out the worst in people. Like, you either get the clingers on who, like, want to ride the sympathy train, or you just get people posting absolute lies. So it is infuriating.
It grips your shit, don't it, Kay? It grips your shit. I know that.
Every fucking year, I wait for the post to come up. I wait for it to happen. Like...
People in the comments, Sabrina's saying, grips my shit. Kay said, I'm using that one. I love that one. And Peely's saying, yeah, do you know what? She just read my mind. Imagine a Jamaican Australian accent. Nah, Peely, Nah, I see you in it. Because I was thinking the same, and I'm gonna just we'll try. After we come off the live, everyone's gonna try that. And then we got Freckleface Mama says everyone is nice when they die. Lol. And we've got Brina saying, yeah, it's the lies I can't take. It's so fucking true. I just think, do you know what? Sticky, I adore you. Milan, I adore you. Kay, I adore you. Carl, you're fucking hilarious. I adore you. Then I've given you fuckers your flowers now. So if you guys can say, the last words I said was I adore them. But yeah,
I feel like you though, Chid. Do you know if people turn up to my funeral who don't like me? Like, why? What the fuck? Like, I'm gonna have to make a list. Of, if these people turn up, I want fucking bouncers on the door. Like, sorry, your name ain't on the list. You're not coming in.
My child knows. Like, everyone knows. I just said, listen, if I happen to go before any of you, don't let any of these fuckers come with all the bullshit, because I don't know they chatted shit about me. Please don't let them do it. I will haunt them, the bastards.
Jid, what have I always said? At my funeral, I want a fucking drag queen to be hosting the fucking thing. I've always said it. Couldn't give a fuck. It is about a celebration of a fucking life. Unless it's taken from someone, like too young or whatever. That's sad. Otherwise, don't come fucking crying and shit, because it just needs to be about a celebration. I live my life. See that for the point it is.
I want my funeral to be like a proper requiem mass, like everyone in veils, but then I want everyone to go have a party afterwards. I just want the drama of dramatic.
Right off, I'm coming as myself. I'll say I ain't fucking doing none of those.
Please wear black for me. Well,
I'll wear black. Black's my favourite colour.
Thank you. But yeah, I want proper choirs and an orchestra and stuff, and then everyone could go get pissed afterwards and have a laugh. I just want I'm actually sad I'm not going to be at my own funeral. I might have to have a pre-funeral.
I am absolutely weak. I've got a couple of... Let me just read a couple of comments before I can ask you all a very important question in a minute. Peely saying she wants to hear the Australian Jamaican accent. Log on, P. When we finish, we're all going to try it. It's going to be funny. DJ Empress is saying, I must say, funeral food is better than weddings. No, she did not. True though, isn't it? We've got Brina is saying, I'm specifically not attending my daughter's dad's funeral if he goes first, because I don't want to hear bullshit about how wonderful he was. Listen, I ain't going to my child's daughter's funeral. Now, I might go just make sure I'm dead, innit? But other than that, I get you, I feel you. Everyone's laughing at Empress. I don't know what's going on between Sticky and East London Kim and Freckleface Mama, but I ain't getting into their threesome thing this week. I ain't doing that, innit? Sorry, let's move on. Did Sticks just middle finger? Healy's asking, did Sticks just middle finger? Sticky, did you stick up your middle finger? Don't be doing that on the podcast, Sticks. We're trying to put out love and light and good energy. You can't be sticking up your finger on the podcast.
No, not this time. I didn't. I was literally just rubbing my nose. I got a cold. That was all.
I reckon he's
that was it.
He's lying. He's all up in the videos with his middle finger. Freckleface Mum is saying, Brina's 80s baby, I will say lol when that happens with mine. I'm weak. They're all writing down names and stuff. Brina's saying she wants something small and intimate. We're going to have a big bashment party if she goes before us. Then we'll just do everything wild and crazy. Peely saying, I don't want any cousins that I didn't like at my funeral. I love that one. And Brina is saying, oh, Chids, I just literally laughed out loud. And I did. Literally peeved myself a little bit. Not going to lie. So, guys, the all-important question, the magical question of the night is, what superpower would you want to have if you could have one? And why? And I was gonna go to Millie first, but Millie, you're all deep in thought, so I'm gonna leave you there, yeah. And I'm gonna go to Kaylee. Kaylee, what superpower would you want left?
Sorry, I was muted. I needed to sniffle. That's that's really hard. Like, can I go second? Can I have time?
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. I don't
Carl
want a
can go first
superpower.
then.
I don't want a superpower. I just want to be fucking Spider-Man. Done. I just want to be Spider-Man. I want to fling through the fucking clouds. I want to stick to the bastard walls. I want to creep up of your fucking ceiling and watch what your shit you're doing. I want to be all in your fucking business and be Silence the fucking Spider. I am Spider-Man.
Oh no, it's Spider-Man.
Although I end up like Spider-Pig from The Simpsons, more likely.
He wants to be okay. So Carl just wants to be Spider-Man. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, Spider-Man. I'm cool with that.
Millie.
Okay, so I've had some deep thought.
Go on.
So there's like, I've got top 4, and 2 go together, and then the other 2 go together. So I'd like to be invisible because, well, just sometimes I just don't, just leave me alone. You know, when like you're out and you just see like that guy staring and you're just like, oh, just don't look at me because I just, no, just be invisible.
Put your fake tits away and then you won't look at you.
A bit hard, because when you pay for them, I mean, I want the world to see. So I want to be invisible. And what was my other one? I can't remember the one that goes with it, but I'll come back. But I want to be invisible when there's something else I can't remember. And then also, so if I couldn't have those, then I'd like to be able to like click my fingers and be where I'm supposed to be, because I'm always late, always. So I'd like to be able to, and then I'm just there on time, like, hi. It's only me. Do you know what I mean? So I need that. And also, like, I hate cooking. So I need to be able to talk to my pot and just be like, curry chicken. And then I take the lid off. It's fucking in there, mate. Like, oh my God, look what I just done. It's steaming. It's hot. It's
That's sorcery, babes. Sorcery.
Fluffy rice is in the pot. Hey, fluffy rice and curry chicken. Sweet. Done it. I don't need to cook. Do you know how long it is? Going to work, coming home from school run, dropping my son to whatever blasted club he's got, coming back and I'm thinking, shit, I didn't season the chicken or I didn't do that. It's long. So if I could just talk to my pots, then that would be wonderful. And obviously then that would go with the clicking the fingers and being on time because, like I said, I'm always late. That was it. I can't remember the other one.
That's a whole load of superpowers.
I love it. I love it.
Load of superpowers. So there's lots of messages to get through, guys. You lot are to see. They don't do this to Sticky. I reckon they're just doing this because it's me. They want me to read them out, innit? Right. So, I came off. Hang on. I came off the comments. I came off. So if I click back on it, will they still be there? That's the thing?
Do you want me to read them, Chids?
They
might not be there.
They're not there. Can you read them?
All right. So, I think the last one was Brina's AE Baby says, "Oh, Chiz, I literally laughed out loud." Mm-hmm. By the way, don't forget, Chiz. Remember, Brina did not respond to your message with those songs.
It's gonna be big show for that stuff.
Alexander Kim says, "We never in a threesome. Chiz, don't bring me into this." LOL. DJ Empress says, "When's the quiz?"
Listen, we're waiting on Kaylee.
No, but I'm waiting on you guys to give me a date to work to. So points coming on next week.
Chiz, are you hearing excuses here? I'm hearing excuses. Are you hearing excuses? Exactly.
She's been doing this for the longest. She keeps saying the same thing, Sticky. I think we should cancel her, innit?
Exactly. Freckleface Mama says, "Can we stop with the what's going on?"
You're ignoring my mental breakdown traits right now.
Get it together, come on.
Freckleface says, "Can we stop with the what's going on with us because it's a secret?" Okay, fair enough.
Freckleface Mama and East London came around an affair together.
There we go. Brina's Baby says, "Tell me if men are going to ruin my life on sight." Oh, tell me if a man is going to ruin my life on sight. Okay, fair enough. That's going to be our superpowers. Freckleface Mama says, "Car has me belly laughing." Wow. Oh, yeah. Brina says, "Just playing. I've tapped into my intuition and higher self for that." Lots of stars. Peely says, "Millie." Brina says, "Love that, Milan." Brina says, "Yeah, what Milan said about the pot." And Isan Kim says, "I want to be in the quiz." But again, we're waiting on Kay
Each
for that.
Kim wants to be in a quiz that hasn't been sorted out. Yeah, of course you can be.
Yeah, but I can have a quiz ready by next week. I just need you to let me know.
No, next week we got a show now. You missed that.
Yeah, so I'll do it the week after then.
The week after. That's when the quiz is going to be. So not next week, guys. The week after with Kay.
What do you need to have?
That's the 9th of March.
What do you need to have?
2 devices.
Questions and answers.
And 2 devices.
2 devices. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you quickly my superpower. I just want to be invisible so that I can rob loads of banks and feed the homeless, just give people some yards and everything and whatever.
So I remember my other one. Sorry, before it goes, I want to be able to heal people, but I feel like when you're a healer, it takes the energy from you, and I don't want to be drained. So if I could have that one on a mild, on a 10%, like I can't cure cancer, but if you've got a cold, sweet, smack you on the head and you got it. Do you know what I mean? Yes. On the mild. Sorry, it came to me. I had to interrupt. I'm so sorry. That's what I want to mean. So that would go with being invisible, being able to heal people, and then being on time and talking to the boss. Thank you.
I love that one. No, that was a good one. Yeah, that's literally what I would want to be. I just want to be invisibles because Molly May said we all got the same 24 hours. So in those 24 hours, just rob all the banks, buy people yards, because if you're homeless, just buy a house. And I would feed people because if you're hungry, just eat food, innit? And also as well to heal people, but not so that it fucks me up kind of thing. So just heal them. Yeah.
One more thing, sorry. I would love to time travel because there are so many periods in past lives I would love to see. Like the pharaohs. Did aliens really make the pyramids? I want to see the Tudor times. I want to party with Henry VIII. I don't know. Just all random shit like that. I would time travel and go forward and see what the fuck happens to this world.
But then what about, if you partied with Henry VIII? Imagine you just got...
I'm joking about that.
No, imagine if you got proper pissed up and everything. Imagine if we all went and parties with Henry VIII, proper pissed up, and someone slept with him. You was up there, STD, because he fucking up on the mirror and everything.
Be some rules. Yeah, wouldn't there have to be rules of that power? Do you know where you can mess with the timeline? Do you know? Because it's like the.
I would just like to see how societies lived in those days.
No, it's like you're doing everything.
It's like you're doing the a Christmas Carol type thing where you go in and looking in on.
Now it's also the Egyptians for me. I want to see if all the things about the extraterrestrials are right.
Yeah, it's really
because there's advances we don't know about, and I'm telling you now, those bastard Catholics got them hidden.
There's cures for things, and we just don't know about them. Trust me.
Nick, what do you want to be? What's your superpower?
Yeah, that's why I was just coming to Sticky. Sticky, what do you want? You want to have longer locks?
No, yeah, but my one was pretty boring, if I'm honest. My one was really, really boring. I'd want to be like Professor X from X-Men, right? I could read people's minds and get them to do shit I want them to do, stop time and things like that. Oh, yes, man. I could read the mind. Oh, man.
No,
anyway, I don't know.
You want the wheelchair as well?
No, I like the wheelchair, though. I'm
what
right.
if you had to have the wheelchair to have the power?
But then I'll be fine. Just don't worry about it. I'll keep my legs.
You got legs, you just can't use them.
Yeah.
In the comments, Rena saying love that, madam. Do you know what? I think that's what I'm sure that's just frozen. What kids? What else? No, it's not working out.
I decided on mine.
Go on, we've got 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
I would like the power to control the elements. So earth, fire, water, air. Because you could control the weather, you could move shit, I could set shit on fire, I could drown people, I could make the weather really nice in Wales all the time. That would just be great. I'd be very
happy. Move out of Wales.
Right now because I can't. I think I lost 2 bins.
Yeah, I could be fuck Eunice, get on your bike. Not in my neighbourhood.
Someone said Franklin's Jamaica. Someone said he's Jamaican.
But he didn't originate in Jamaica, and he's coming over for holiday.
Makes sense because I ain't seen him. I seen him quick and then he's gone.
Yeah. Who's next? It's what's the next name?
That's it.
Gertrude or something.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Gertrude's coming in there, but there's like they've named all of them for this year. They do it every year, don't they? Some strange names.
Well, the weather's crazy. Eunice, Franklin, Eunice, whatever. But you know what, guys? So that's the end of the podcast for tonight. It really is. I really enjoyed it. I love hosting. Thank you to all, everybody in the comments. Thank you for interacting with us. Thank you to you, Millie. Thank you to you, Kaylee. Thank you to you, Carl, and Sticky, the one and only. I adore you, Sticks. Thank you so much. But yeah,
Look
man.
at the cheeky sides now.
I know I'm being proper nice to him now. It's just, you know what? I'm trying to turn him. My mum told me off basically. Yeah, she said to me, "You're audible to that Sticky, even though he's an asshole. He's lovely." That's what she said. She said that. So I've decided to be nice to him tonight. I'll cuss him again next week. It's fine. But yes. So don't forget to interact with the Instagram page. We started putting some more posts on there, news, anything this year is going on, trying to keep up with that. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio on the Instagram page. But thank you again, guys, and we will be back next week with another show. But take care of yourselves, peace, love, and light, and stay safe, innit, really? But yes. Bye, guys. Good evening.
Bye all.